Just wanted to share this little lantern design here thing. I'm gonna get it up on Thingiverse and everything, all the parts. So basically, I see these people making these videos of these overpriced, shitty lights that don't cost way too much and they're not great. So I figured I would show one that's a little more annoying to use because it's not from a factory, but like a lot better for like an actual emergency. Because basically this is just a DC to DC converter, and then if you lift this piece up you see there's a battery in there. So just any battery, like this battery's cool because it fits inside there, but you could put any USB battery into this and it'll work. There are specific settings to get it to work properly. As you can see right now it's running 24 volts into the thing at I guess it's at 0.15 mA right now. It's crazy how low you can get the freaking it'll go 0.00 and it'll keep dimming. Obviously it gets brighter for a second. It's hard to say. The camera's like readjusting too, but I'm pretty sure it's hella low right now. I guess it's not actually dropping any lower. I don't know. I could have swore at nighttime camping using this thing, it seemed like it was actually getting lower. But it goes right back up to 2 right away, so it's probably just bottoming out at 0 there. But basically, you can make it as bright as you want. Keep on going brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. Maybe not as bright as you want. So it's like weird how this thing works. It's like kind of a janky DC to DC converter. The constant current, constant voltage is kind of determined by like certain factors, and you have to have it set a certain way to get it to work. See, right now I kind of like it's not even working right now because I went too high with the constant current. I wonder if I killed the battery, honestly. Let's see here. There it is. Alright, so yeah, it's a little weird, this DC to DC converter. You might be able to find better ones. But it will work reliably. And you set it like this, set it to that, like 20 mA or something, you can get light from this for days, or like one of them big power banks for probably weeks. So it is pretty cool. I made this bottom piece out of TPU, and the lens is made out of a clear TPU. And this piece and the lens are all one big piece, and then this piece goes around it just because my girlfriend wanted it to look like an old school lantern. And then there's just a metal piece you gotta make. A piece of metal with some holes in it so that the lights can mount into it. You don't even have to go, you could just use like a thermal epoxy if you wanted. Yeah, I don't know. Good emergency light, nice and cheap. It's made of parts, and you could use these parts for other things. What the thing looks like and it's apart. I put a piece of tinfoil on the bottom there to help kind of keep the light from being wasted, so it would bounce back up. And it's just one of those 50-watt LED packages in there. So pretty easy to design electrically. I had threaded and tapped screw holes there to like mount it, but you could just put some thermal epoxy, it'd be a lot easier. This is the original design here. So it's just one of them DC to DC converters with some like banana jacks. This would be really good for an emergency because then you can just have a USB cord with banana jacks or whatever, so you can plug in whatever kind of battery, an old car battery, whatever you want. And then this was the original light I had made, which still works. We still use it sometimes if we want to have two lights somewhere. But it just uses the banana jacks to plug in. And it's cool because then you can use it for the light, or you could use it, say for example, to cycle a poop robot or something when you don't have power. So good to have around. Yeah, it's got two sets of settings here. It's got the settings. When you hit this VA button, you can set the constant voltage and the constant current levels. And then if you hold in the SW button for 5 seconds, there's these other sets of settings. I'll go through that real quick. So hit VA. That's set to 31 volts. It's close to what I said. And set to 20 mA. And then if you hold in the SW for 5 seconds, this one is, what the hell is that? Hell up. That's the older over voltage, so when it hits 32 volts, it's considered an overvolt. That's over current, so when I was going higher, I probably went up over higher than that, and then that stopped it. And then OPP. That has to do with like how many watts, or it like calculates how long it's been. I don't think that matters as much. This is, yeah, amp hours. That's definitely what that is. So you can tell it after it uses a certain amount of amp hours to turn off. OPH, I don't know what the hell that means. But this is how I have this one set up at least. P on, I think, is the power on by default. And then that's set to constant current, but it's still it's a bias. If you set it to constant voltage or constant current, I think it will. I need to change that. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's set to off. Constant voltage, constant current. I'm pretty sure I wanted a constant current because these LEDs are constant current LEDs. But I don't know. Maybe it'll work better on off. I don't know. I really didn't mess with this completely. But these settings should work. These are the settings when you're holding this SW button. Now, different ones will have different ways of doing this, but they'll probably all have similar settings. So, constant voltage, 31 volt max, and constant current, 20. Or I don't think that's even the max. I think it's like the trigger. I don't know. It's weird, but that works. And I hit the power switch. Now, some of these batteries, this battery is nice because I hit it on and the power just stays on, because it has to do this thing where it has to charge the capacitors, I imagine, before it actually has enough power to start the light up. Come on, you can do it. Let's see what it's doing here. Maybe this battery's getting low or something. There it goes. See, it finally locks in at 24 volts and 22 mA, I guess that is. So it is a little weird. I mean, that's basically what it's all about. But yeah, you can get batteries that expect, I guess it's like it's like a feature to keep them from wasting battery life. So like when you turn the thing on, if it doesn't keep drawing power, it turns itself off, and you gotta keep fucking with it. So that's another problem you're gonna have. Potentially, you have to get the right kind of battery. It doesn't have its own power off circuits. I have one that I can use with this, but I gotta keep like pushing a button until it gets to this point. And then when it gets to this point, it's cool. But like during that whole power on, during this whole procedure, the battery keeps turning off. So that's not great. But I think this DC to DC converter was like $5. The battery was probably like $10. The LEDs are probably like $5. So you could make some pretty cheap emergency lanterns potentially with this kind of design. This handle might be need a little rework. It's not really quite long enough. Maybe I'll make that a little longer when before I post it on the internet.